Now, uh, another, and I'm pulling from things that come from music. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be a part of no sensationalized, just propaganda, just trying to get that
Yeah,
bullshit for the purpose of headlines. That ain't what we do.
right.
If this question can't benefit a motherfucker who listening to it, I don't need to ask it.
Yeah.
But in a song, the song that you got with Nip, you
Uh-huh.
said that cuz is passing made you kind of reevaluate a lot of the conflicts that you had in your life, and it pushed you to mend a relationship with Kendrick.
Mhm.
And the reason that I'm even mentioning this,
Mhm.
not to keep up a conflict or to sensationalize any
Or
kind of propaganda, but it's because so many of the people who look up to you, look up to me, look up to Kendrick, look up to us, they only have one way of resolving conflict.
exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? And I remember Nip before he died. I remember him in an interview saying we have to readjust the way we respond to disrespect. We have to readjust the way we respond to a motherfucker disagreeing with us or having an adverse opinion to ours. Um,
Right. Because it make us look like a bitch, or it make you look like you not speaking, or it just make you look. That's just not how we was taught. You're not taught to just to be like that. You taught to stand your ground, right? And if somebody disrespecting you, you got
American shit. Again, American shit.
American shit, right?
You know what I mean? But the thing is, when you made that decision to make that call,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what parts of yourself you had to overcome to say, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And I also want to know like what was as much of what the call was like as you can share, and
It was. It's.
and how your relationship is now.
I mean, it's not like it wasn't a big deal to me because, this is somebody who had been to my house before. I didn't came out his charity events before, so it was somebody who, it was like we was peers. You know what I
Right.
mean? And had a mutual respect for each other. So in the back of my head, it wasn't even nothing to begin with anyway. For real, it wasn't no beef. It was kind of like something that had sparked from the internet, or people.
Mm.
And I'm
Fame.
talking about I'm talking about him in this song or this freestyle or this line. It was kind of like a thing like that I feel like it didn't apply to me. I can't speak for him, obviously, right? But it
Mhm.
didn't even apply to me like that. But I knew, like, man, whenever I see him, I already know it's gonna be love. Like, I already knew that. But
Right.
at the same time, what Nip's passing taught me is when there are things on the back of your head, or you thinking you always got time to tell somebody
Mhm.
it's all good. Just because you know that, don't mean that that person may know that, because it's never been communicated.
Right.
And I don't even think that was on his. I ain't saying that was on his mind or anything
Yeah.
to even be thinking like
Nobel Peace Prize and all. I don't think that his conflict with Big Sean was at the
nah.
forefront of his mind.
Yeah, and same with me, because
Right.
it wasn't a real conflict. It was just he said
Because
she
it
said.
ain't people who really come from the lives that we come from. I don't know how. Now listen, mind you,
Nah, no, no.
I
When it's
don't know how deep it goes. It runs, relevant to your life. But for me, if you ain't shooting at me, bro, it ain't no problem.
yeah, and if it ain't your family involved, and which it wasn't. It was literally nothing like that. But it just happened that God lined up that I sat next to Punch from TDE, and we was just talking about other things. And then one of the things he brought up was like, "Hey, you ever reached out to K Dot?" And I was like, "Nah," but soon as he said that, it popped back in my head like, "Damn, I really got to do that." And
Mm,
it was something quick, bro. It wasn't nothing like deep or no like long craziness. It was just us showing a mutual respect for each other. That's all.
right. Well, listen, man. I think that it shows like an incredible level
But,
of
but look, the only reason I mentioned it is because I lost a lot of niggas over dumb shit like that before.
that
You
shit.
know, shit that could have been just communicated with a 2-minute conversation, like, "Hey, bro, it's all good." Like,
That shit hurt. My partner J. Rue died, man. When we was still goddamn, we wasn't on good terms, and I still feel that shit. My partner J. Rue, he was like one of my best partners. We actually looked just alike, they say.
Mm,
And we fell out because we were roommates. Like he had a one bedroom and I was sleeping on the floor with my, you know what I'm saying, with my girlfriend at the time, who
mm,
became my first child's mother. And
mm.
now mind you, in the position that I'm in, I'm like, man, I gotta get out of here. I got
Right.
I got to make a way for myself, for us. And in his mind, he's like, man, my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy here with me. We here together. We doing this shit together. And then, you know what I'm saying? This shit is, like he saw this, yeah, this shit is perfect. I saw this, motherfucker, I'm sleeping on the floor. How the fuck is this shit gonna ever be perfect? So I
Yeah.
got a house. I hustled up on my way a house and I told him, shit, man, I finna move out. I finna move out. I got myself a crib.
Mhm.
We were like, word. And we were hustling together, like putting in and got down, getting packs. You know what I mean? Getting packs together and busting them down. And he'll hustle his piece, I hustle my piece. We'll come back together to re-up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that was and basically when I told him that, he took the pack that we just came up on and he kind of like cuffed it.
Mm.
And and I knew he did it. And I was like, damn, bro, that how you gonna rock? You guess what? You know what? Fuck you and that pack. And I just went on and moved on and we hadn't spoke no more. You know what I mean? Ever since. Um, and then he died.
That's what I'm saying,
And
bro.
he was
It's
my real partner. And the money and the amount of money that was in question, it might have been $7,500, shit like that. You
mhm,
know what I mean? Which was, at the time, a lot of motherfucking money. But
mhm.
in the grand scheme of things, thinking about a relationship that you had, the memories you've created, and kind of like the part that the motherfucker played in your life, $7,500, like today, if I'm looking back, that shit ain't nothing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, and I not just was it like that, it was a lot of relationships, that I mended, like best friends growing up who we fell out. Like after Nip passed, it just inspired me to like
Mm,
not take time for granted, even though it's like I ain't even have a problem with him, right? Like my one of my homies, Tone, who I came up with, who's my brother, like in a lot of my videos, and is now to this day, but we had not talked for years over just some minor business stuff, right?
right.
To where we weren't seeing eye to eye, right? So him, a lot of my friends like that, like growing up. So it was just like I realized, and even for I'm not even trying to put this out there, but just for the point of it all, it's like I remember even with Kobe at the beginning of the year, I was chopping it up with Kobe, and he was supposed to
Mm,
come through and hear some of the music, and then look what happened. It's
damn.
just you never know who is you never know what's gonna happen, right? So if you have something on your mind and something to get done, it's like I just wanted to inspire people to do that, not wait on anything. Like if you have anything on your mind, anything to clear up, like clear it up and move forward because it's gonna do a lot for you too.
Sure. I think I have a situation like that, man. I have a situation like that with my partner, man. With Wayne. You know what I mean? Wayne and I, man. We,
Wayne,
yeah, 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 yeah. We came up together and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you talking about? Wait, who you talking about?
I'm talking about Wayne, Tunchi.
Wait, so y'all got what you mean? So what happened?
Just a little, just you know what I mean? Like, shit. I was overly critical of him at a time when he got down, was speaking kind of like he said some shit that you know what I mean, that I disagreed with, and I made that disagreement publicly. I made that disagreement public. And you know what I'm saying, and that kind of that altered our relationship, although I stand by the principle. And you know he was wrong and it needed to be addressed.
Hmm.
However, the forum in which I chose to address it, even though I tried to do it privately,
Hmm.
I tried to do it privately like 3 4 times before, but either way it goes, the shit happened. And you know what I'm saying, I just feel, at some point in time, like you just said, when I run into him, it'll be cool.
Hmm.
But you know what I'm saying, ain't now one of us, took made no extra effort in reaching that. But
No, you got to, man. Like, what, come on. That's like, as much as history and as much amazing like work of it as y'all done together, it's like just for y'all's
sure.
personal relationship, but just because y'all just two extraordinary voices, we need to unify